And so the Clash of Champions results are in, and the scoreboard is a tie between me and 24/7 Lou.
Oh, so basically I won since you copied all my picks. Welcome to TFS Pod, otherwise known as the Few Show Podcast. This is 24/7 Lou, and that's
It's RIC-HARD, and we cut out the audience this week, folks.
Yeah, where's that mysterious voice? And that's
the one-man band. What's going on, guys?
Yeah, man, with the bold picks.
The bold
picks that were really, really screwed up. You got us in the beginning there. Night started off, Sami Zayn winning, and
yeah, we'll get right into
bullets.
We'll get right into that right now, folks. We'll get right into that. This is the Few Show Podcast, the number one show on YouTube, number one show in your hearts, number one show of your girlfriend. So watch out, we're taking over. So yes, take that, bogey. So we're coming back after Clash of Champions, where it was a very interesting matchup, which I had a nickname for it. But we'll get into it into a second. So,
nickname.
Yeah, I had a nickname for it. It was the Night of Champions. How it was called before. But anyway, so RIC-HARD, what was the scoreboard of that set pay-per-view?
So we had 9 matches that we did predictions for, 8 of which occurred. Keep in mind that the Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler match versus 2/3 of the Riot Squad did not go through due to coronavirus concerns.
Yes.
So 8 points the night. We walked away with you and me, Lou, at 7 points apiece.
Yeah.
And one-man band at 5 points because he went with, on 2 specific matches, he went Orton for the WWE title match, and he also went with Garza and Andrade in the Raw tag team title matches, both of which saw unexpected occurrences.
All right. So let's first kick off with the first matches, and then we're not going to break down every single match, but we'll get to the specific matches. First off, that matchup of the triple threat for the the international title, the intercontinental title?
Intercontinental title, yeah. So you and me both went with Jeff Hardy. You know, you stole my pick,
what?
But
what?
One Man Band made the right call of saying that Sami Zayn would both win and retain the Intercontinental Championship because
technically never lost it.
Technically never lost it, so he just retained it, I guess.
Yeah.
If we would go by his logic.
He pulled a Razor Ramon and had 2 belts.
Yeah, and on SmackDown this week, he actually pulled the Medusa and threw one of them in the trash.
He did. He sure did.
Yeah, you know that pick of yours, picking Sami Zayn. I mean, I was always yelling out when I had a chance to about the night when I jumped in later on in the show. It was going to be a night of champions, and I just thought that the champions would win. And unfortunately, I was wrong in which champion won. But
yeah, the match you got wrong was ironically the match with 2 champions in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Go figure.
But yeah, it was a good match.
I thought One Man Band made a bold pick by not going with the 90 star.
Yeah, no, hey, he was. I was swaying towards that at one point, but then I just kind of looked at what was happening, and I saw like the troll drop was gonna go down. I was like, I think they're gonna go with Sami Zayn because I think it just made sense that they need to have somebody that's an utter troll and a prick. And yeah, he fits the bill perfectly right now. So
oh no, of course.
Yeah, you know what? I like it.
That rematch shows him he's a perfect dirtbag champion.
I mean, yeah. I may have picked the wrong one to win, but I like who won. Aside from our picking the match, the winners, I like that Sami Zayn is a champion there.
Yeah, I mean handcuffs, plural.
All right, and then the next match we're going to talk about, there was other stuff in there, but we're going to fast forward over to the 2 main event matches there, the 2 matches at the end there. We're going to talk first about that McIntyre versus Randy Orton in the ambulance match.
So before we do that, I just want to say the wrong match was the main event, as in the last match of the night.
Yeah.
Should have been McIntyre versus Orton.
Yeah, I was just about to get into some of that. So so I was just about to say that, so you beat me to it, but like you stole my picks. But
that is circumstantial evidence that you cannot substantiate.
Oh my God. Okay, so yes, I can. I have proof. But here we go. Let's just say that that match I like that match. That was a really good match, and I like how the surprises of all the former legends were showing up on that one.
I kept expecting because I was once I saw the trends when Big Show first appeared, I was like, wait a minute, this is the middle of the match, way too early. I think McIntyre might lose now. Plus the entire time going into the match, all the commentators were talking about is, if Orton wins, he's going to hit 14 title reigns. He's going to tie up with the second most title reigns in Triple H and all that stuff. Yeah. I was just like, no, stop talking about his title reign record. No. And then Big Show appeared, and I was just like, okay, that was the middle of the match. That's odd. Then Christian appeared. I said, it's going to be that type of match. So every time they started getting close or angling the camera a certain way close to Orton, I was like, who's going to appear? Who's going to appear? And I kept thinking to myself, this is going to be the lead into Edge, and they're going to have a blow-off match at Survivor Series. But no, we didn't get that. We got everyone else though. The sweet chin, the sweet chin music off the top of the roof of the ambulance. Was the real one where I was just like, oh gosh. One man band is not winning this.
Yeah. I want to know your perspective, because we normally have a running chat that we have folks that we have amongst us and other members of the few. So where we comment, and in this case, RIC-HARD and I were commenting about the match. But I want to know, one man band, what was your perspective during that match, since you had picked Orton?
Well, the way I saw things happening, leading up to this is the second time that Randy Orton is going for the belt against Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
So it's just the way that it was being positioned, it just looked like, what RIC-HARD was saying, that they're talking about, this will be his 14th title reign. And I was thinking to myself, they're going to pull the trigger. And then all of a sudden now when we start seeing all these legends come out and, just spoil the plans, it just made me think of two things. It made me think, for number one, they had to come up with some kind of screwy finish, because it just meant that the feud is going to continue. And number two, I really think eventually Orton's going to get it. Orton's going to get it again, because it's just they're building up to it. Like, it's, Randy Orton said it at SmackDown, the next show after on Raw. He said, you don't get it, Drew. Like, I will get my chance because I'm Randy Orton. I'm gonna ask for it and I'm gonna get it. So it just shows me that it's gonna be another match, and I think the third time's gonna be the charm. I think the third time's gonna. I really think it's it. So I'm already putting it out there that I think Randy, if they do a match between Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, I really think that Orton's gonna get it. And I think Orton's gonna be a transitional champion. So, but yeah, okay. I mean, but I think if there's a match,
Go ahead, finish this.
No, it's like if there's a match at Hell in a Cell, I'm calling it. Orton's gonna win it.
Wow! Already, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, it'll be exciting.
So I'm gonna posit a counter theory specifically to the claim that Orton's gonna be a transitional champion. Because I do think that going into this next match between them at what I'm gonna assume is Hell in a Cell, I do think Orton's gonna walk out on top. But I don't think he's going to be a transitional champion. I think we're setting up for Edge making his return at the Rumble, winning the Rumble, and them doing their final rematch at WrestleMania for the championship. Because that's the only way you can raise the stakes between the two of them.
Wow, that would be a good one. Wow, he
That's
made me think of it. I like that. I would like to see that.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to add one. I want to add one thing too. On Raw, the following Raw on Monday, for after the Clash of Champions, they did one little skit there, which looked like a popular video game that I saw online that my daughters play. It's called Among Us. And
yeah, I've been playing. Yeah.
Did you see that one where Randy was wearing like an all dark blue jumpsuit and everything? He was like pushing a trash can, and then he goes into the room where the legends were playing cards. He opens the door, puts the goggles on, supposedly for night vision
goggles.
And then turns up the
Silly
light and
looking
hits everybody with the chair, which was very similar to a video game called Among Us, with the imposter there. So, if you guys know, I think I posted in one of our private chats that I mentioned something like that. But I want to mention on the show that, like, wow, they're on top of all that stuff. Like, what's going on? Like, those writers, I give them a high five for that one.
Yeah, I mean, they've always kind of said wrestling works side by side with pop culture and what's going on in current events, whether we like it or not.
Yeah. Because for what I follow, I would not know about that until I showed it to friends of mine and other friends of mine that are a little bit younger, and they said, "Yeah, that's what that is," and then they said, "Yeah, that's copying Among Us," and then I checked about the video game and something similar to like that. So that was pretty interesting.
They had to make up for the fact no Raw Underground.
Yeah. So okay, now we're gonna move on to the next match, which really should have been second to last match.
Yeah, the C show's main event. You're right.
Whoa. The A show's main event with a C show kind of match.
Oh, I disagree, but let's talk about it.
Yeah, okay. We knew that Reigns was going to beat. Who is he fighting? Jay, right?
Jay.
See, I don't know which one it is.
You forgot what you saw.
I forgot which one they are. That's how I get confused with them.
You know, it's funny because I was actually joking about that going in. I was like, could you imagine? Because why would you have that as the main event, you know?
Yeah.
I said, could you imagine if Reigns loses to Jey Uso due to twin magic?
Yeah, but they have different hairstyles.
That would have been... Yeah, they do. When Jimmy came out, I was like, oh, wow. They must have let him out of his AA meeting.
Oh.
Jesus.
Hey, what can I say? Heal for life, man. But Jimmy throws in the towel, and they went with a protected finish. And I thought it was ridiculous when Jay came out, and he said, we all know that if Jimmy hadn't thrown out in the towel, I would have won.
Really?
And I'm just like, I watched the match. No, you wouldn't have.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous, and there's no reason they should be continuing this. But
they
are.
For that match, I was watching. I was looking at my clock. I'm like, wait a minute. You have like an hour to go, or you have 45 minutes to go. You have 10 minutes to go. How fast are you going to cut this ending? And they dragged it out. They dragged that one out. That last match out. But yeah, to me, that should not have been the ending of a pay-per-view like that.
Yeah, no, that to me was. It felt like a filler of sorts, but I get why it had to happen. But it ended with Jimmy throwing the towel in, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Jesus,
But I have one last question for you, RIC-HARD.
Well, Lou, I think the real question should be, what's the current scoreboard look like for the
fine.
overall?
Oh, okay. I thought we already did that already.
No. We only talked about the scoreboard of the show or the night.
Okay.
But the overall scoreboard. So, can anybody take a guess? Here's an interesting stat I found out, actually. Can anybody take a guess how many pay-per-views we have actually made predictions on since the beginning of the year?
Beginning of time.
We just finished September, so we're 9 months done into the year.
Yeah.
And we're starting the 10th month. We've already done predictions, you and me, Lou, for 20 pay-per-views.
Wow. And that's including AEW, NXT, WWE.
NXT. And Impact.
Oh,
Let's
and
not
an
forget
Impact. Throw an
Slammiversary.
Impact in there. Yes.
We didn't even do all of Impact, just the Slammiversary.
Yeah.
That's 20 events. That's a little over 2 pay-per-views per month if you break it down between the last 9 months.
So how much am I winning by?
12 of which came after WrestleMania. In terms of the scoreboard, we've got on the. All right, so we're gonna go with the 2 scoreboards here. You got the unweighted model where draws don't give you anything. Lou, you're at 3 points. I'm at 8.
Oh.
And one man band's at 2. But we all agreed that doesn't count because I was dominating the year up until WrestleMania. So the weighted scoreboard that started at Money in the Bank going to the present, it's 7 points for Lou, 7 points for me. We're tied at the top. Yes, yeah, we are. We were tied going into Clash of Champions, and we're tied coming out of it for reasons unknown.
Yeah. Control C. Control C. Control C.
One man band. The gap has widened because of your bold picks. You are now at 5 points.
Why you gotta say it like that?
Because it's true. JFU is actually at 2 points on the board.
Oh.
Rhino and Big Al are 1 point on the board, and Bogey is at, let me see my notes. Right, we didn't count SummerSlam. He's at 0 points on the board.
Is he even trying at this point?
No, I think
we're trying a couple times.
No. I think we're trying harder by mentioning his name than what he mentions in picks. Yes, I did say it.
Ooh,
take that, Bogey.
Shots fired.
Take that, Bogey.
But that's how the scoreboard stands. We all know how this is going to end with the last 8 pay-per-views for the rest of the year. I'm going to be on the lead, and, Lou, you can enjoy trying to control C my picks.
Oh. Well, but I still have one last question for you. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. In that scenario of Reigns was holding Jay was holding Reigns was holding Jay, and Jimmy came out and threw the towel. I want to ask you, would you throw in the towel if Reigns was beating the hell out of me and you came out with a towel and I say, no, don't throw it? Would you throw in the towel and help me, save me?
Oh, of course. I don't want you to be champion before I